As a homicide victim?
My mother, she was a loving person. She she may not have made the best decisions in life, but she was my mother. She loved us very much, and I know that, and I bring comfort knowing that she did not deserve what had happened to her in any way. Nobody, no matter what, deserves what happened to her. And after hearing the details, it's hard to believe. Um, it's it's breathtaking that someone's capable of doing these things. Um, coming coming from my background and what my job consists of, I don't understand mentally how individuals are able to do the things they can do. Um,
Sean, I'd like to ask you about the tattoo, which police told us helped them identify your mother. Do you know when she got that tattoo? And just imagine it must have meant a lot to her to have her son's names tattooed on her leg.
I can't give you an exact date, but I know she got that a long time ago. She loved all of us very much, and I know that. She she cared about us, and it's hard to explain, and it's hard to imagine what she had went through leading up to the final moments from this individual.
How was your grandmother? You were telling me she's the one who saw this tattoo and helped identify her. Just how's the rest of the family holding up tonight?
My grandmother, her only daughter, and she's not doing the best. She's trying. She's hanging in there. I'm calling her pretty often just to make sure she's okay. But this is news. This isn't traditionally a way somebody goes out, obviously, and she's trying to deal with it. But she's doing the best she can, and I'm here with her every step of the way.
What would you want to say to the Tampa Police Department? This has been a top priority. They've been working nonstop now for 2 weeks. Just what would you want to say to the chief and investigators who've been able to make this arrest within 2 weeks of this terrible discovery?
I'm not going to name any names, but I have been in consistent communication with the individuals conducting the investigation, and they have been outstanding. I mean, they've kept me informed every step of the way. They have gone above and beyond. They have not left to this point, and I'm sure it's a relief to them, but it's a relief to me and my family that before Thanksgiving we were able to figure out precisely who did this, and without question, who did this, and that they will spend hopefully the rest of their life beyond bars, which is by far more than they deserve, in my opinion.
I was going to ask you a little about that next. I'd like to point out, Sean, that because we're live, our broadcast is live on social media, you're getting just an incredible outpouring of support on Facebook Live. I don't know, Sean, could you share with how you found us? Was it on Facebook or was it on YouTube? Or
No, I found out from the police department.
Oh, from the police department that we were live with this broadcast?
I found out just prior.
No, I'm sorry. That you knew to call in. Were you watching?
I found out. Yes. I decided to call in only because I feel that the individual Kessler, who had done the heinous crime, he had made some fabricated lies up in order to support his, hopefully way of getting off of this, which clearly didn't work out. I wanted to call in and clear that up. My mom, the reason she moved to Florida, that is, I'm not going to disclose it at this moment, and that is because it's ongoing. And I think that, he's trying to help her save some money because she had recently got down in the area and was not established. And he took advantage of that, and then, here we are now.
I would just like to point out that the point I was trying to make to you, Sean, is that we're currently live on Facebook and YouTube, where there's already been a ton of emojis and just countless amount of comments as far as an outpouring of support for both family. You, first and foremost, just as far as just the bravery to have to call in just, hours, not even, perhaps even less, after finding out about an arrest being made in your mother's murder. So I know I just speak for a lot of the commenters that are joining us on Facebook and are joining us on YouTube. There's just a tremendous outpouring of support and tons of heart emojis and prayer hand emojis that are going on right now. Sean, what was the last contact that you had with your mother? Was it a conversation you had in person? Was it a conversation that you had? You don't have to share if it's private details. You don't have to share. But when was the last time that you had heard from your mother before she died?
I don't want to go into strict details, but the last conversation I had with my mother was over the phone, and that's strictly because I am active duty Marine Corps and I'm consistently moving. My job is very strenuous at the moment, and that requires a lot of attention, and that's one of the reasons I haven't been in contact as much as I should have been.
Yeah.
But I'll leave it at that.
Sean, what does justice for your mom look like? What you were touching on it a little bit a moment ago, but I would just like to ask you, now that we have an arrest, and I'm sure we're going to find out more details as the legal process goes forward, but now that we have an arrest, what does, speaking for both you and your family, what is justice for your mother, Stephine, look like to you?
There's a difference between justice and what I think, and justice is based on the law, and I think the law will do what they can to provide justice, but in my mind, it's a lot different than what it should be. And he's getting off easy based on that.
Justin, any other final questions for Sean while he's calling in here to WFLA Now?
We just appreciate you joining us here live and wanting to set the record straight. Like I'd seen the interview Jeff had done, and if you heard Jeff earlier said he could just tell by the facial expressions that he wasn't being fully truthful. So just to wrap up here, just how do you want your mom to be remembered?
As a loving, caring person, as any son would. She strived for the best. My mom had a traumatic brain injury at some point. That caused some issues on her end, but she's my mother. She was at the end of the day, she loved me, she loved my brothers, she loved everybody, and she would give the shirt off her back for anyone. So.
Sean, from us here, and really on behalf of our commenters, first and foremost, you being active duty Marine, thank you for your service. It wouldn't be right if we didn't state that tomorrow being Thanksgiving, one of the holidays that, of course, it's all about family. We know how difficult of a week this is for both you and your family. We very much appreciate you calling in and wanting to be part of sharing some details. So many times in the news do we talk about somebody who died and we focus so much about their death and not how much they lived during life. So you being able here, you being better than just about anybody to come in here and share some details about who your mom was. I think I just speak on behalf of everybody watching and all the folks in the comment section. We really appreciate you calling in, and thank you for doing so, and all the best to you.
And I appreciate it. I just wanted to clear up what that monster had fabricated.
Sean, any other final thoughts before we let you go and let you get on with your Thanksgiving Eve?
No, I just appreciate the police department very much. They worked very hard to get where we're at now, and I appreciate the family and the friends that went above and all the support we've gotten. Thank you.
Sean Overholts calling into WFLA Now to join myself and Justin Checker. Hey, Sean, all the best to you. All the best. Happy holiday wishes to you and your family, and thanks so much for calling in.
Yes, sir.
All right, Sean Overholts. Everyone, this is the holidays are extraordinarily difficult when it comes to this type of news story.